2001, 14 experts from the industry, mainly from Silicon Valley and like commercial world, came together in a ski resort in Utah and write the Agile Manifesto. The main objective was to document what has been done so far in terms of engineering practices and help the industry to use Agile software development to improve quality and speed.
Organizations like DHS as well as GSA included tech challenges, whether it's a day or half a day, that allows the team to actually show the prototype. Allows our customers to actually look at and assess how our team does work from a process as well as a technology perspective.
Engaging our industry stakeholders to inform the U.S. federal government on today's most innovative IT solutions. NITAAC proudly presents Solutions Showcase. Well, welcome again from the Booz Allen Hamilton Innovation Center, downtown Washington, D.C. I'm Todd Schwartzrock, and welcome to the NITAAC Outreach webcast, and I'm here today with the Strategic Innovation Group with Booz Allen Hamilton, Haluk, Saker, and Jimmy Pham of this practice, the software development practice, and you have been working to innovate this very important topic of software development in the federal government. There's been challenges. Talk to me a little bit about the historics, Haluk, on what has transpired, what has brought us to today, and where is this discipline headed?
Absolutely. I've been building software for the federal government across all agencies for almost 20 years. I've seen it all. So we use all types of software development methodologies in the past two decades. Year 2001, 14 experts from the industry, mainly from Silicon Valley and like commercial world, came together in a ski resort in Utah and write the Agile Manifesto. The main objective was to document what has been done so far in terms of engineering practices and help the industry to use Agile software development to improve quality and speed. The main objective obviously was to interact with the client continuously and deliver in smaller chunks. But over time, when we started using first Agile software methodologies in 2005, we achieved so far, but then we saw a blocker. Because yes, we built the software in smaller chunks. Yes, we interacted with the client continuously, daily scrums. You meet with the client, you show at the end of the sprints. But yes, we were building working software at the end of every sprint, but we weren't really deploying that change into production. So that's where DevOps comes. There was a gap between production and development and the continuous delivery of these features, great features that we built with Agile software development to production.
Jimmy, let me turn to you to talk about what modern software development means in your practice for Booz Allen Hamilton.
Sure, just to kind of add on what Haluk has mentioned, Agile has come a long way in terms of its maturity and practice, even in the federal space. Primarily where the gap lies is that it falls short when you go to operations. You can run sprints, you can have releases, but there was still this gap between dev, test, and operations. So when we define, or our perspective on modern software development, there are 4 key elements. Agile is definitely a piece of it. You have UX, which is user experience, security, and then the unifying factor is DevOps, which is the set of culture, processes, as well as tool set that allows you to shift a lot of these activities to the left and continuously do that, integrating these elements. You can't have one without the other. So if you build an application that's not usable, people won't come to it, even though you have a great application and it deploys multiple times a day and you have the velocity. If you don't have security, people won't have confidence in it as well. So when we see modernization and developing software, all these elements are critical to doing something well.
This is more than theory right now. You have some interesting examples and some compelling use cases. Haluk, tell me about where this has proven effective.
Absolutely. So we have written an enterprise DevOps playbook which explains the 7 DevOps practices. And I'm going to give you an example for one of the practices, which is test automation. DevOps is all about automation. So you cannot achieve continuous delivery and change in production or effective security in production without testing continuously. So we have a contract with US Citizenship and Immigration Services, and we built a test automation center there. Our objective was to automate every cycle of testing, unit testing, integration testing, APIs, usability testing, so that as a developer, when Jimmy changes the code, his change can be tested automatically, and if passes all the tests, deployed to production. USCIS achieved that continuous delivery in a government environment. They achieved the change in production, multiple builds a week, using these practices and this automation center.
Jimmy, some of the innovation that is occurring may not be universally held as far as the knowledge about how to go about that. Talk to me a little bit about where folks can understand more about these approaches.
Yeah, if you look at this as a holistic solution, it's definitely a lot of elements in there that it's challenging, including from a culture perspective, changing the process, as well as introducing a lot of new technologies. The way to look at this is to take it in incremental chunks. Not everything has to be a big bang approach where you're going to flip over to a greenfield solution. What we're seeing as effective is attacking it from the acquisition perspective first, because fundamentally there's definitely blockers that need to be addressed. Traditionally, you've seen a lot of contracts where you may have operations as a separate entity and development in a different group. So that naturally creates barriers by itself. What we've seen as effective are organizations such as DHS or GSA. They're acquiring services by looking at full autonomous teams. They're looking for full delivery teams, soup to nuts, from all the way from development to operation and maintenance. So that has been extremely effective from our experience. The other aspect is when acquiring these services, include a tech challenge to it, whether it's a 4-hour hackathon or a full day to look at a prototype, and you get to see the actual vendors come in, how they work, and the processes in place. So
how often is that being done in modern procurement?
We've seen it pick up tremendously. So if you look at a lot of these agile delivery services that are coming out, there's an element of that, whether it's a prototype offline, where they give you a certain amount of time and then deploy it out for them to evaluate, or they bring us in to do a 4-hour or a 1-day challenge. The trend that we're seeing is definitely that's heading towards that way.
An outstanding example of transformation, innovation in federal government. Thank you, gentlemen, for stopping by to talk to us about modern software development. Haluk Saker and Jimmy Pham of the Strategic Innovation Group at Booz Allen Hamilton.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time on the NITAAC Outreach webcast.